because society has changed so quickly and we've now become so globally connected, even as parents, we're not sure how to advise our kids anymore. They are moving into a world that really didn't exist for us. A majority of us came from manufacturing backgrounds, and so we knew what manufacturing jobs were. Some of us came from management backgrounds and we knew what management jobs were. But there are many, many jobs now of which they didn't exist when we were growing up.
I mean, it used to be, that you would join a company and you'd be there for 10, 15, 20 years, and that was normal. I mean, that's not normal anymore for lots of different reasons of, the actual employees jumping around to different things as a means to get more skills and developmental skills. But just business today, I just don't think you see the loyalty, I guess, on the company side either.
When I was your age, there was no sort of orientation into what comes next. My understanding of careers was that there were about 10 careers that I knew of, lawyer, doctor, teacher, Indian chief, and there just really wasn't a whole lot of opportunity to kind of put your toe in the pool of life. Well, times are changing. It's just a very complex world. It's a global economy. It's very demanding. We're competing on a completely different level, and it's really critical that you begin to get bearing, in terms of what you want to do and how you navigate those waters.
When I created the Life Skills for Students program, it really wasn't even a program, and it was an attempt to challenge and motivate my son, because other attempts that we had looked at hadn't worked.
I'm not gonna lie, high school wasn't very fun for me. I kind of became discouraged when I was in high school. And I took school seriously, but sometimes I feel like teachers kind of looked at me as like a jokester when I really wasn't. And it's almost like they didn't give me a shot right from the start. I'm very organized, I always did my homework, but tests were very hard. The specific classes like science and Spanish and math were just very tough for me. I was kind of the kid that enjoyed watching and breaking down sports more than I did playing, which usually almost anyone, it's the opposite.
I saw Jim kind of challenging Jordan in a way that was very uplifting for Jordan, which was very inspirational, kind of meeting Jordan where he was at.
I was in my junior year of high school when my dad and I did the independent study. I'll never forget the experience that I shared with my dad and going to the games and then writing articles and working with professional writers. And I got to sit in the press box at Lincoln Financial Field. And I got to see dozens of sports writers, hard at work. I got to receive stats and the sports guides, and I got to see, how real professional sports writers go about their business. And then after the game, we were able to go to the press conference and sit with the writers and listen to questions and see a Division I football coach, talk to the media. And that's when I looked at my dad and I knew this is exactly what I wanted to do, and it was a dream of mine that hopefully I can accomplish.
And that was really all I had hoped to get out of the experience, was to feel that we launched him, if you will. What I was not prepared for, and the reason that I'm really motivated to offer this program on a larger scale, is that the returns on that investment have been multiple. For example, Jordan, in his first year at college, made Dean's List. He didn't make honor roll in high school. He won scholarships in sports journalism. He received an award, Freshman Journalist of the Year award. He was beginning to thrive in his area. Since that time, he's been doing multiple internships. He's completed an internship with Comcast Sports. He's doing one now with a local paper in the Trenton area. And actually, in some cases, these folks are coming to him now. He doesn't even have to seek it out.
Without the skills that I learned from the mentoring program and the mentoring program in itself, this would have never happened.
When it comes right down to it, I'm sure there are some entrepreneurs that aren't great sales guys, but you ultimately have to go sell your idea or sell your product or sell your service. Now you can hire people to do that, but usually in the beginning it's you. You've got to have the most passion around it. And that's one of the things you've got to make sure you've got to have passion for whatever you're doing.
When we utilize a student's strength or their passion as the catalyst for their learning, all the other dominoes begin to fall. Here's how the program works. Lifeskills is committed to providing high school students with mentoring experiences that mirror life experience. We use a blended education model which combines engaged learning experiences with innovative uses of technology, all under the watchful eye of trained facilitators who will guide and oversee and dialogue with students in the completion of challenging projects. Students will then assimilate skills that are integral to success in a fast-changing world. They will learn to think critically, chart a career course, participate in career exercises, and learn a values-based way to navigate life. How can we do this? We allow the program and the technology to do the heavy lifting in terms of subject matter and administration. This frees up the teacher to focus on the student. Because of our system, finding mentors and organizing the program is easy. You can think of it as having two parts, the discovery and the execution. The mentoring assignments result in an idea. The hands-on assignments make it real. The student is required to complete essays, a web page, and a resume. It teaches them how to articulate who they are on several levels.
I would never just go and make a website for myself. This is like something to start off with.
Good.
Thank you.
I'll say, you hit a home run. Yeah.
I wouldn't just, on my own, I think I'm going to make a website for myself today. Like, I thought that was really cool how we like the initiative to start doing stuff.
It's amazing how much we expect our kids to know what to do when they're not equipped.
I really believe this process needs to be a program. It needs to be structured because we can't expect 16-year-old students to be able to know what to do, to how to network, how to make these contacts and so forth. It's our job as parents and as educators to put the hammer in their hand and not do the work.
This mentoring program is for high school students who are really looking for something that they're interested in to do with the rest of their lives. If you already think that you have it figured out, I would say just go for it anyways, because I learned that I was interested in graphic design along with engineering, but at first I never even considered it. But this really opens your eyes and in turn opens new doors for your future.
If I could use this picture, I'm a picture person, very visual. We start with a strength assessment. We've actually, I think, done that with pretty much all the students. Why? Because we believe that understanding your passion, your strength is the best catalyst to spur on your learning. So we determine what the student's strength and passion is, and then we develop a mentoring program around that. We encourage you to interview 3 mentors in that particular field. If you're particularly dedicated to one area, it might be good to talk to 3 mentors in the same field, but if you're like a lot of students and you're not quite sure, it's good to do a comparison, to talk to 1 or 2 in different fields. So, so we have you do that, and then you complete essays. Now this is where we get into some of the critical thinking skills, where we're going to ask you, after you've talked with a mentor, what was it like to walk in his shoes? I mean, could you see yourself wearing his hat? Did it feel comfortable? And and if not, why not? And and let me state also that don't expect that you're going to necessarily nail this the first time through. Studies show that we typically have 5, 6, 7 careers in our lifetime. So what you're going to do are learn the skills that are necessary to evaluate and adapt. That's just going back to the analogy of the airplane. We're going to adapt and change course and so forth. So, so you'll do some essays that will develop some critical thinking skills. And then we have you do a couple of assignments. One is to do a resume, and the other is to do a web page. Now you may say, why are we doing that? Well, if you notice in the picture, the idea starts very small. And that's probably where you are right now. You just have a simple idea. But each time you do something, whether it's build a resume or do a web page, the idea gets more and more clear. And hopefully then when you're done, these essays and the work that you're doing will be the springboard for you to determine what kind of college program that you want to get into. It's my feeling if you do this work, the college essay will practically write itself.
I personally don't think I would have gotten into Rider University without my mentoring program. I think they really liked my portfolio that I put together, and without the mentoring program or the independent study, I wouldn't have had that portfolio. I think eventually I would recognize that I wanted to be a sports writer, but without the mentoring program, I don't think I would have known that until probably freshman and sophomore year of college, when in reality I've known since junior year of high school.
Success is not an accident, as we like to say with life skills. It's purposeful.
The objective of this unit is to introduce the parent kickoff meeting. This is your chance to introduce career mentoring to the parents and to make them your partner. They have the most to gain by your success. The most important objective of this meeting is to ask the parents for their contact names. These will provide the majority of your mentors. A computer application enables you to easily capture and format this information. Our goal is to make this easy for the facilitator. An instructional video is available that will explain the objectives of the program. You only need to collect the contact names. Don't forget to get the parent phone and email before they leave. You will need this for follow-up. Good luck!